Hi, I'm Everett, and this is my video discussion number 5 for my sociology class. For the first question, after watching the video, the question states, how does the video explain the concept of racial inequality in the job market? The video explains that racial inequality in the job market occurs when employees rely on subjective judgments or implicit bias rather than purely on skills and qualifications. Because of this, applicants from racial minority groups, particularly black applicants, face higher barriers and are more likely to be passed over, even when they are equally qualified. This is unequal treatment, and it not only harms the applicants but also deprives other employees of the access to the full talent pool. Now, for question number 2, it states, what was the name of the person who did this employment study? What university did they work for? The study was conducted by Mrs. Deva Padger, and she worked at Harvard University as a professor of sociology and public policy. Question number 3. What did the study find? How did they find out this information? The study found that black applicants without a criminal record receive callbacks for jobs at a rate like or worse than white applicants with a felony conviction. Race alone carried a penalty in hiring. Ms. Pager used a field experiment where matched applicants, white versus black, equivalent credentials applied for the same entry-level jobs, and she measured the callback rates. For question number 4, it says, what are some of the ways that people with minority sounding names try to avoid discrimination when applying for jobs as described in the video? Now, from the video, it says some people try to avoid discrimination by using a more common sounding name, leaving off activities that show their race or culture, and removing anything on their resume that might identify them as minority. How does the economic theory of economist Gary Becker suggest that companies that discriminate in hiring may end up hurting their own business in the long run? According to Becker's model, when firms avoid hiring equally productive minority workers purely because of bias, they incur higher costs or miss out on capable talent. It is a competitive market. Firms that do not discriminate workers at the same productivity but lower effective cost, therefore, or thereby rather, gaining a competitive advantage. Over time, the discriminatory firms may lose profit or be driven out of the market. Why is it important to look at how bias affected the chance of getting a job? According to the data from the video, Becker's model shows that if companies avoid hiring qualified minority workers because of bias, they miss out on good employees and they may spend more. Companies that don't discriminate can hire the same workers for less and do better. Over time, companies that discriminate may lose money and fall behind. Last, what strategies does the video suggest that organizations can use to reduce the influence of bias and focus more on relevant skills and experiences when making hiring decisions? The video says organizations can reduce bias by using structured interviews, focusing on skills and experiences, hiding names or other information that shows race on resumes, and checking their hiring data to make sure all candidates are treated fairly. Again, my name is Everett Glover. This is my video response for video discussion number 5, and I hope that you guys gain some information and understand, my thought process and the way that I respond to the questions. Until next time, see you.